What's going on, lords and ladies? Welcome to the channel. Happy Thanksgiving if you do celebrate. Well, whether or not you celebrate Thanksgiving, whatever. Happy Thanksgiving to you. This is just when we Americans get together and we commit mass turkeycide and we just murder every turkey in existence and we just eat it up, sitting around the dinner table, just arguing. At least that's what my Thanksgiving's like. You know, those are the best those are the best times. Getting together with your family and having probably too much alcohol and getting into an argument. That's what Thanksgiving's all about. But I'm actually recording this the day before Thanksgiving because I'm going to be very busy tomorrow. And I should actually mention that I might take a step away from the series for a couple of days because, you know, the family's all here, everybody's together, and it's just nice to spend time with them. So after this episode, I might take a few days after Thanksgiving, and then we'll get right back into it. So I hope we can make this one really fun. Let's try to make this one really fun. And we're going to start by panicking. And I planned a trip. We're moving our camp. I could have done a few more contracts in the area. Like, there's a criminal contract right here. There is an escort contract that I'm not really interested, but I'm just going to pass up this criminal contract. There's a plague spreading in England. It started in, like, Northumbria, and it's spreading quickly. It's growing. So I'm going to use this as an opportunity to get ourselves moving. We're going to hit a lot of these important destinations along the way. We're going to stop off at Canterbury first, and then come to Stonehenge. Come up through here. This is Offa's Dyke. All of these. Then we're going to come up here. I can only hit half of Hadrian's Wall, because the other half is in a plague-ridden area. So we're going to hit this half of Hadrian's Wall. Come up here. Get this lifestyle experience, this martial lifestyle. Oh yeah, and most of this is lifestyle experience. All of these destinations, at least. I might get a free martial lifestyle perk at the end of this. But we're not going to stay here at our destination. We're going to just get the experience. We'll take the same route back. I'll probably stop off at London, talk to the tavern, and, you know, do the stuff there. Then we'll leave. I'm going to head to Paris again. We'll catch our breath in Paris, maybe take a few more contracts here. And then I think I want to start moving down here into Italy. We can stop off at Milan. I want to focus my camps in high development areas. I feel like if I'm camped in an area where there's a lot of money and development, I think the contracts will be more... Like, this is just me... Like, thinking, I'm giving the game the benefit of the doubt, and I'm hoping that that's how, like, contracts work and the value of contracts. If you're doing contracts in a wealthier part of the world, it makes sense that they're wealthier. I could be completely wrong about that, but it's nice to... I feel like a criminal gang would be going from major city to major city. That's where the population centers are. That's where all the money's going to be. The higher the population of the area, the more people there are to rob, and... You know what I mean? So it works from the standpoint of operating as a criminal gang. So we were trying to move from city to city. So we're going to get the hell out of here. There's like no development up here. I could have stayed in this destination, but because of the plague and the low development, I'm sorry, my Scottish viewers or Irish viewers, if I have any of those. Your countries are just not developed, man. I'm sorry. It's not my fault. So we have a long trip to make. I hope I have enough provisions, but we can always just stop off and buy provisions along the way. And then as we're making this trip, I wanted to discuss something that one of my commenters left. Somebody asked me a very interesting question, and I did want to talk about this at some point, but since they asked, I guess I'll talk about it now. They were wondering whether or not I had intentions on becoming landed. They wanted to know if I wanted to land myself at some point, and I do, but I don't think I'm going to do it with Dutch. I don't think it would be proper if I'm trying to roleplay as Dutch Van Der Linde. I don't think he would want to land himself. Even if deep down, in some way or another, he wanted some kind of power, like he wanted to be a king, or, you know, like maybe somewhere deep down he wanted to be, but we never knew, you know. Things ended, not you know, we have a different situation than in Red Dead Redemption. We're in medieval Europe, and the world is our oyster, so we can do anything with it. But I feel like Dutch would not want to land himself. So with his generation, or with Dutch himself, we're gonna stay as a criminal gang, and then maybe as we have kids, because I really want to have a son that has some traits. My daughter didn't work out in the trait department, but if I have a really good son, maybe when we take over as him, since we'll be getting away from the roleplay because Dutch will be dead. I can't roleplay as Dutch with my son as well. He's gonna be a different character. He's a new person. So maybe he'll have some maybe he'll have some goals of getting himself landed. And I was thinking about this. Where would I want to land myself? And I think it would be good to see the world. I think I want to travel like across the map. And I wanted to end up in a place that is like Tahiti, because that's where Dutch always wanted to end up in. They were always going to end up in Tahiti, and since Tahiti isn't on the map, obviously, I figured I could use Sri Lanka as, like, a new Tahiti. We can, like, no matter how long it's going to take, it'll be a fun adventure traveling across the map, making our way across the map, encountering all the different kinds of people, robbing everybody along the way, you know what I mean? And then eventually ending up in India and trying to become the king of Sri Lanka, and we'll just rename it Tahiti. It'll be New Tahiti, but it is an island. I mean, it's connected by this isthmus, but it's an island for all intents and purposes. It's an island. So it's an island in the Pacific, or in this case, the Indian Ocean, that we can take over, and let's try to become a king eventually of Sri Lanka. Now, there's plenty of time between then and now to make those decisions. You guys can let me know and give me your input in the comments and stuff. So that's my initial kind of plans here. But as far as Dutch goes, we are not going to land him. We're going to have fun being an adventurer and robbing people. Okay, so I just talked so much. Let's just keep going. 420 provisions. Because we got the munchies. Alright, we're stopping off at Stonehenge. I was there personally. Very cool. I've been there twice, actually. One day it was very rainy and, like, ominous. It was like a typical, you know, English weather kind of day. But the first time I went, it was a beautiful sunny day. And it was very cool. My ward, Godzilla, has come of age. He's 16 now. And he didn't turn out as well as I thought he would turn out. Wasn't his prowess, like, 12 or something when he was younger? Why, all of a sudden, now that he's older, did his prowess go down? That's counterintuitive. Oh no, he's gonna leave. My ward Godzilla's come of age, and it's time he left my care. As an active and enthusiastic child, it is no surprise that Godzilla has done well in his studies of war and combat. He has shown great aptitude both in battle tactics and the management of armies. Even though we don't have an army, he will make a fine commander one day. Until we meet again. He's no longer my ward. No, he's still here. That confused me for a second. He's still my knight. How's this plague doing? We're still... I made sure to travel nowhere within any of this. I am not getting the plague. Actually, let's talk about what this plague is. It's consumption, so it's tuberculosis, but it's been given the common name of Halfdan's coughs. There's already been 16 fatalities, so we need to hurry the hell up. I never built the building in our camp that helps with plagues. So, if we travel into a plague-ridden area, we are putting ourselves in a lot of danger. On a fine day like this, the weather is nice. The pastures of Cumberland look great, and the local livestock are positively jumping and cheering in their own guttural manner. Calves are walking next to their mothers, their fur shiny and clean. My stewardship is too low, so I can't do this. I'm not used to that. I'm usually the stewardship master. But not this time. Do I care about this guy's opinion? I'm not staying here forever. Whatever. I don't care. I don't care about some foreigner's opinion. I'm not going to be here forever. Contract prestige rewards plus 20%. I think I'm going to take that. And we're going to stay in the diplomacy lifestyle for a while. And I have a lot of options. This is a really good one, but it would require me coming all the way down here to get it. Befriend is always useful. Close family opinion is always useful. Each friend adding stress, minus 5% stress gain is always useful. I favor the... I've talked about this many times, but the family hierarchy is probably my favorite tree in all of this. But I could mix it up. I think diplomat would be good. Independent ruler opinion, that's everybody, pretty much, across the map, so that'll help with opinions. It'll make our travels around the world much safer. Different culture opinion plus 15. See, that's good too. So let's mix it up. Let's go down the diplomat. We're staying in diplomacy. I'm thinking silently to myself because his learning is phenomenal. He's a monk, he's a religious guy, but I haven't built the... I haven't built the portable shrine. Oh yeah, it's in the baggage train. Oh yeah, can I build something now? Nope, I still have to wait 6 months, but I want to build the portable shrine, which gives me all of these things. And it would open up a new officer slot, the camp priest, which is really good. Effect on me, monthly piety, up to 20% based on aptitude, and this guy would be phenomenal. He would be a really good camp priest. And then maybe I can rename this guy Mr. Swanson, or Reverend Swanson. He is a Catholic. The current Swanson that we have is not Catholic, so we can always just rename him. But I'm gonna bring... long story short, I want him. 74% chance of him coming in. It's not guaranteed. Friend to the Holy for 5 years. If we fail, we take some stress. Come on, big money. I'm a gambling man. We got him. Okay, so next order of business is improving the baggage train in 6 months. So I need to rename Mr. Swanson. We will name him... I'm gonna name him... I'm gonna name him Hosea I think that's how you spell his name. Trelawney. We'll make him Trelawney, and then I need to give him a... I just need to give him a mustache. That'll make him look more like him. That's more like it. And then the new guy will be Reverend Swanson. And since he is going to be known as Reverend Swanson, because that's going to be his position when it opens up, we'll just so when his name comes up in events, it'll just be Reverend Swanson. It'll just be easier to read. Who knows him as Orville? None of you know him as that. So, I don't know him. I don't know him as that name. I'd call him Reverend Swanson. See? Uncle is just Uncle. Like, I don't know Uncle's last name. I don't think anybody does. Does anybody care? No. Nobody cares. Even though I like Uncle, like, I'm not trying to be mean to Uncle. He served an important purpose in Dutch's gang. So we did. I was correct. We got a free martial lifestyle perk because we visited all these places. Now we have some good starting choices. I could improve my prowess, and I can get access to a new make request. I can challenge rivals to single combat if I do this. Or I could get served the crown, get some more natural dread. My current natural dread is plus 20, so this would get it up to plus 35. And those are our really only two good choices. Don't really care about this. This one has some flexibility, but I talked about at the beginning of the series that I wanted to make Dutch really scary just to protect us from getting attacked or people scheming against us. And since I intend on pissing off a lot of people, let's increase our dread. So it's 20 currently, and it's going to increase monthly by 0.6, so we have to wait for it to get to 35. Let's stop off at the tavern now that we're here in Scotland. Or it's not Scotland yet, it's known as Alba. Before everybody in this tavern starts dying of tuberculosis. I just got a good learning guy, so he's useless. And this guy's ancient. He's got 1 foot in the grave. We're not getting any contracts here. However, we have plenty of provisions, so I can make a return trip without having to restock. Let's get the hell out of here. Sorry guys, I'm still trying to get used to the UI and where things are. Let's end up on the shore. Or let's just end up here. That's fine. And then we'll cross the English Channel, and we'll come back to Paris and take a breath. Give ourselves some more money and, you know, time to do some stuff. Whoops! I just hired a mercenary captain that I probably didn't need. I did need it for the trip here. I probably didn't need it. Whatever. It's not like I'm wanting for money right now. We're fine. A grotto emerges from the vegetation like a stone arch in a cathedral. On its entry, there's a small wooden table in a stall. Someone has left a lantern burning on it. Careful, my lord. Arthur Morgan holds his arm up in front of my chest. There are bandits in these lands. Do we want to receive a prophecy? Or are we going to just ignore this guy and increase our speed so we can get through this plague-ridden country faster? A shrill shriek snatches me from my slumber back into the blackness of night. Uh-oh. Mary Beth, what's going on? I follow to the source of the noise and find my follower, Mary Beth Gaskell, cowering in front of her tent. Dutch, do not go inside. There's a wolf in my bed. I peel open the tent and find a wolf, its belly rich with child. It snarls and growls at me, doubtless fearful of what I may do to its unborn babies. I need to kill this thing and get some more prestige. That is a lot of prestige. 350? I gained the nickname the Wolf Slayer. All of my children in camp gain a pet dog, gain opinion of me. There's only one child in my camp, and that's my daughter. At least I think. Yeah, it's just my daughter. I shall slay the beast. 81% chance. We got it. So now Dutch has a new nickname, the Wolf Slayer. Is Gotzello still known as the Wolf? He's still known as Son of Wolves. I'm wondering, did his opinion go down because I killed a wolf? No, it didn't. He's not bitter that I'm killing his brethren. So there's a crusade going on. Not our concern. 51 days. So I said that we were going to head down to Milan. Uh-oh, there's some plague right here. We'll try to make sure we stop off at some of these places. 150 intrigue lifestyle. How far along am I? Let's see how much lifestyle I have there. That wouldn't get me anything. Learning. Some martial lifestyle experience and improve my traveler trait. Possible outcomes, 150 martial. So maybe we'll hit these along the way. Travel to Venice, Ravenna, and of course we have to stop off at the Vatican and stuff, so... We got some places to go. But for now, we're just going to stop off at Paris. I keep wanting to select my UI from here, but I have to go over here to select my camp. I'm sorry, guys. Still trying to familiarize. I don't need these mercenaries now. So our camp turns into a boat. We pull a boat out of our butts. Alright, so we're already greeted with some criminal contracts. An abduction. We can mug wealthy citizenry, or we can do another heist. I think this would make us enough money to get moving again. So I guess we'll stay long enough to do this heist. Because the last time we did it, we had a lot of success, and we made so much money. And I don't want to spend a lot of time here. So we're done with our camp perimeter. Let's improve the baggage train and get this portable shrine going. 60 gold. It's not bad. We're still okay on provisions, but I suppose we could try to pick some up. Let's do this heist. Provisions aren't part of the reward. 262 isn't a lot. Yeah, not a lot. I'm doing the heist. I said we were going to give the gang, like, a second to breathe, but I'm not giving them a second to breathe. Dutch wants money. Just one more score in France before we move on to Italy. I don't need any more travelers. Okay, so we've read this before. Let's do a balanced thing. I'm not concerned with the success chance. Let's try to make it quicker. If we can reduce the length of the phases, we can always make up for the lower success chance by making sure we go down, like, we utilize all of our advantages better, you know? Let's do a balanced thing. Arthur seems to be good at the time-reducing tasks. My wife is not allowed to come along. Mary Beth never came along on a robbery. John Marston would, but he sucks. He's at the bottom of the list. Let's test Trelawney's skills out. Let's see how good. So the max success chance currently is 84%, and we're starting with 3 advantages, and the phase length is only 45 days. That's not awful. That is acceptable. Let's gather provisions. I can only do this once every 3 years, and I think this is a good time to do it. Stepping outside my camp, I survey the surrounding plains, seeking any sign of game or fodder. We are fortunate the climate of Boulogne is fair and rich. Everywhere one looks, nature's gifts spill forth across the plains. I only have 2 options. I don't have a chief forager, and I don't have a huntsman. But if I do this one, I have a risk of getting ill. This one I risk getting wounded, but it's a lower chance. 866, 780. Let's do a prowess challenge. That's like my best aspect, aside from intrigue. 866. That basically paid in provisions our trip. Alright, so he's already calling a crusade. And he's sick. A papal envoy? The Pope sent an envoy to a criminal gang to try to get me to come? I ain't got time for this. I can contribute some gold. Just throw some gold his way. Whatever. I don't have time. I don't have an army. He must be really desperate if he's coming to the Van Der Linde gang in pursuit of a... Oh, he's traveling. Look. Uh-oh, is he coming directly to me? Nope, he's going to Kent. Oh, he's visiting Canterbury. I thought the Pope was, like, coming after me. The food at Count Hervé of Boulogne's residence in Boulogne is excellent, of course. A far cry from the usual rough and ready fare that I'm used to. I'm very glad you could answer my summons, Hervé says, gesturing in my direction. I'd like to see if there's anything we could do to help one another. Yeah, you can give me some gold, man. We already got a bunch of provisions, so I don't need those. I'll take the money. He gets a hook on me, but I'm not going to be here long. He's not going to really be able to... Well, actually, he might be able to. Whatever. He has a weak hook on me. How long is it going to last? Expires in 8... Wow. 10 years. Whatever. We'll get up to 10 advantages, and then we'll get the odds up to 89%. Alright, Hosea and Mr. Pearson are fighting. They can figure it out. I don't get involved in that. If you take sides, unless you have some kind of reason to take sides, just let them duke it out. They're arguing about childish nonsense. Dutch ain't got time for that. It's like the kids in the car, like, he's poking me, he's poking me. Okay, success. Now, we have the option to do this again. There's 183 gold still left over that we can try, and we can try to take it in increments of 50. I'm doing it. It worked out so well last time. 92%, see what I'm saying? Like, heists are, like, my bread and butter. Nope, okay, he put his hands in front of his face, and that always worries me. It was okay, we succeeded. Yep. We took literally everything lootable from within Count Hervé's castle. Now let's get the hell out of here. The King of France is still... Of West Francia, I'm sorry. He's still terrified of me. I don't have any stress, but I can learn one of his secrets. Or I can gain more dread and kill this wandering minstrel. Yes. My adrenaline is still pumping after that heist. So, Dutch was not in the mood. Or maybe he was in the mood, but... So, my daughter is pensive. And I can't educate her. I can't give her, like, an education like I could if I was landed. But she's a smarty pants. She's an unusually calm child. When the others play wild games, Duchess often withdraws to some silent corner. Okay, let's stop off at the castle, listen to some tales from this midget lady, or this dwarf. Get another martial skill point. And let's get a move on. Oh, let's start a construction. So we got the portable shrine. Let's see how likely it's going to be for me to try to demand conversion. Yeah, I was afraid of this. Hosea Matthews will never convert willingly. Minus 1,500. Now, there's no way I'm going to convert him. I had another guy who was an Ashkenazi. Hosea. Whatever. The portable shrine, I can't use it to convert these guys, unfortunately, but at least it comes in handy in terms of this, and now we can make Reverend Swanson our camp priest. Excellent. He increased my learning by 3, and my monthly piety goes up by 20%, so I'm getting 1 every month. Now, that's not a lot, but it's more than we were making. And we're almost a devoted servant, so we're increasing these. We are increasing these. We're not neglecting our level of fame or our level of piety or devotion. Travel safety plus 2%, that's not much. I'm just deciding whether or not I should pull the trigger on this, because this is a big expense, and I have the money for it. But I would have to wait a long time. We already built the sub-upgrade for the supply tent, we built the sub-upgrade for the baggage train, and we built the sub-upgrade for the perimeter. So more provisions would be nice, but it's not really necessary. Travel speed plus 2%. Let's upgrade the pavilion. This'll give us the new building slot. So Dutch is getting another upgrade to his camp, or to his tent. Milan will be our first initial destination in Italy. And we'll take a contract or two, maybe stock up on provisions, and then we'll head down to the Eternal City. To the city that deserves to be visited. A city that I need to get to at some point in my life, like my real life. Coming over here would be a bit of a detour. And look, I was right. Remember we got that event and I was like, I bet 820 will pay for our trip. It literally did. That contract we took literally paid. But now that we're adding this detour, and there's not really much danger. Just coming through the Alps is a little dangerous, but I can help with that. And I don't have to spend too much money. There we go. We'll stop off at Milan. First stop. Get some martial lifestyle experience here, some learning experience there, and then diplomacy here. Onwards and upwards. Let's check the plague map. Oh, what do you know? Now the plague is gone. In fact, there are no plagues anywhere. I've got the filter selected. It's kind of unbelievable. Nowhere in the world is experiencing anything. Oh my goodness. Mr. Pearson just killed Arthur. In the dead of night at our camp near Loches, I step out quietly. What was that sound? That's when I see it. My follower, Simon Pearson, quietly approaches my acquaintance, Arthur Morgan, who's sleeping under a tree. Using a rope, Simon Pearson swiftly strangles Arthur Morgan, leaving him hanging from a tree branch. So he didn't crush his skull. So Arthur crushed Hosea's skull, and now Mr. Pearson is strangling Arthur. So Mr. Pearson is a murderer. There's nothing I can do about this. Arthur is already dead. We're going to settle every one of these things in-house. We're not going to call the guards. But we can get free intrigue skill points. It's almost impossible not to pick anything besides this one, you know? I get a secret on Mr. Pearson, and it increases my skills. By God, there's been a murder. Who would wish death upon our impressive Arthur Morgan? This is the second time John Marston has reacted to a murder in the camp. I could lie to John and try to get another intrigue. 50% chance odd. That's pretty good. I can get my intrigue up to 30. His opinion will only go down a little bit, but he's intimidated by me. We got it. Let me check his opinion just to confirm that. It went down to 92. Quite an interesting episode so far. Passing through the back alley in La Haye, I see a lonely child and his dog sitting in a corner behind a small wall. Here you go, Valor. Oh yeah, we've seen this event before. A kid being nice to his pet dog. We're gonna be nice to him. Abigail and Mr. Swanson are getting along. Good for them. Look at that. I got a bunch of martial lifestyle experience. How much progress did that give us? My wife is pregnant. The game didn't tell me, but I noticed she's pregnant. Wow, we got like 33% of the way there. She's been pregnant for 8 months and I didn't notice, so 1 more month. She's about to give birth now. And I just got a learning lifestyle perk. Hell yeah. Physicians have better outcomes. That's always a good one to get. Your wards can get additional skills. Temperament now scaled by number of followers with 15. What is this? Unlike the rigid hierarchy of a court, camps are largely informal places where grumbling from important characters other than the leading adventurer can matter a great deal. Steadfast camps confer positive character modifiers on their adventurer. They require the majority opinion of all named characters to be plus 60 or more. I haven't really noticed an issue with people hating me, really. Learn language success chance is practical, and improving my ward skills is practical. So is the physician one, but... I'm gonna help my kids out. Another daughter. But this time she has the best congenital traits that we could give to a child. Because she has my congenital trait and her mom's exact congenital trait. So this is an amazing kid. I just kind of wish that it was a boy. I have nothing against girls. Nothing against girls at all, but... let me see my double... Yeah, it is male preference, and we still have plenty of time to have a son, but I'm jealous. I'm so jealous that she got these skills, or these congenital traits. What do I name her? I already named Duchess. I have to come up with creative names, guys. This is up to me. Let's name one after her mom. I can be lazy with one more name. I have to start getting creative after this. We'll name her after her mom. Because she's beautiful just like her mom. So look at that, Dutch. Getting two daughters to start. Traveling over the Alps. $15 gold I'm willing to part with for some bonuses. Every follower gains rested and refreshed. So yeah, that's good. That's well worth 15 gold. Alright, so we got another diplomacy perk. The first perk in the tree is kind of not really useful to me. I haven't been giving out gifts. But we're gonna do it. We need to get through it to get to the next good ones. Initial contract scheme success chance plus 15%. This is a nice tree. As a landless adventurer, this one seems to be good. If I was a nobleman, I'd probably be going down here, but landless adventurers seem to get a lot of benefits out of this tree. Okay, now that we're in Milan, let's get out of this filter. So we're greeted with a criminal contract, mug wealthy citizenry, mug wealthy citizenry. Do we just want to start mugging people the second we get into Italy? I don't think I want to do that. Let's go to the tavern. Two more criminal contracts, no thanks. There's 2 diplomacy contracts. And I'm not a big fan of transport because it requires us just, you know, just wasting a lot of time traveling. I get the travel... Like, I get my traveling fix when I move my camp. I don't need the contracts that have me going all over the place. Like, I came here to do contracts locally. I didn't come here to do a contract that sends me halfway across the continent, you know? I'll do these 2 diplomacy ones. Let's try them. I don't think I've done a diplomacy one yet. But I'm sure the diplomacy contracts will give us some, provisions as a reward. Yeah. Requires you to complete a diplomacy scheme, and it's the same for the other one. Hobnob with a ruler. It's in both of these. Okay, so let's see which ruler that we want to hobnob. He is pretty wealthy, so if I do this job for him and get a hook on him, I can always get money out of him. He has plenty in his... But I want to see if there's any good courtiers up here. I do have an unmarried woman, Mary Beth. And I do have unmarried men. But I think I said that I didn't want to get my gang members married. But it was at least worth looking. I don't see anybody good. I don't see any congenital traits or anything. I suppose it doesn't matter. We're gonna get a lot of prestige from these. Count Egilulf is a lonely man in a position of power, making it perversely hard for him to meet people who don't want anything from him. My company is supposed to be different, a chance to make an actual connection. It's not, of course. I just want as much. I just want as much or more than any other hanger-on, but it's a nice fantasy to believe for a while. My followers and I will be gone before he suspects anything. Since this is like a new kind of contract that I haven't really messed with diplomacy, I don't know how good my followers are going to be with diplomacy stuff. I think I brought a few diplomacy people in, but let's maximize success chance. We're starting at base 30%. Now, this is a legal contract, so I can bring my wife with me. She's allowed. John Marston would appreciate this, because he's kind of a do-gooder. So he would flourish in a legal contract. Mr. Pearson, he could come. Wolf Boy would be a good bodyguard. Actually, let's see, who would be better? He was at the top of the list. Oh no, Bill Williamson. They share. Let's make Bill. Bill has seniority. He comes on the jobs. And Trelawney could be the Herald. So 100%, it's just that the phases are really long. 77 days. We'll speed up. We still have some time left. I'm trying to do my best to look at the clock and make sure I don't go over. We still have like 15 minutes left. My head, moans John as he rides alongside me. I raise an eyebrow in silent inquiry at the man's exclamation. Sorry, guys. In response, John simply slumps down across his horse, whimpering and clutching at his temples. Clearly someone had a good night. Oh, he's hungover. Let's laugh at... No, actually, I don't have any stress to relieve. His opinion's already at 100, so do I need to do this? You know what? I don't see any reason to piss him off. It's not like I'm in a rush. We'll delay for John. There's no guarantee that Count Egilov will ultimately even end up giving me the gifts I crave, no matter how well I simper at his feet. It's clear that I must act, applying all the pressure I can to acquire a loan in advance. Then, if he graces me further, I'm laughing, and if not, my efforts are recompensed. There's only an 18% chance that... Wait, I'm confused. Oh, he's... Because he's getting opinion and losing opinion at the same time. What is happening? 81% chance of 112 gold. I'm taking it. His opinion didn't decrease because of that. We basically just got 100 gold for free. 3 months until I can build a new building. And then I think, since we're actually out of the plague area, I might live to regret this, but maybe I'll pass up the barber shop and I'll build something up, something else. I could build a campfire, maybe, or a mess tent. We'll take a look at them and see what kind of benefits they give us. There are always those at court with more sway than others, and Count Egilov's halls are no different. Some people stride through the corridors, some scuttle to get out of the way. If I really want to make an impression, it couldn't hurt to get one of the local social elite on my side, but who to choose? This guy who's hideous. This guy who's one-legged. None of them seem interesting. And the odds of succeeding, I'm not bothering. Just would have been a waste of time. As we trudge down the road, I mean, we're not traveling. We're still staying in one place. As we trudge down the road, a building hoves into view. The battered sign outside reads The Golden Prince Inn. No luck here tonight. We barely got room for our current lodgers, let alone anyone new. Inside, the innkeeper shakes her hands dismissively, and especially not you ragtag types. Ragtag? Yeah. You know what? You just passed up on getting yourself some money. Oh well. I'm not paying this. I'm not paying this lady. I can gain 26 dread, though. Your hint is taken. So I just got some dread. Now our dread is 61. I'm done swaying, Trelawney. I'm romancing my wife now. The odds are decent, but it's not necessarily becoming her soulmate that I want. Like, I would like it, but the point is to do this scheme because during the event or during the scheme, there's a possibility that I could get her pregnant again. What would she appreciate? A love letter? A love poem? Impress her by winning a sparring match? I think since she's an intrigue, I think she would appreciate me secretly planting a letter. She would like that. My declaration of love is for Mistress Molly's eyes only. No one else matters. I pour my heart out, page after page, my feelings growing as I finally put them into words. The ink has barely dried out as I set out for Molly's tent. Why are we not in the same tent? I gently place the scroll on her bolster. Will she lay here tonight, dreaming of me? The waiting is unbearable. The thought of rejection makes me sick to my stomach. Why would she reject? She's your wife, man. Like, some of these events, they should have a different context for when you're married. Like, if you're romancing somebody, like, when you're already married, like, the context of the scheme should change, alright? So, you hear that, developers, if any of you are listening? Like, we should be sharing the same bed and stuff. Like, what the hell's going on? She's grateful for my kind words. Alright, so it seemed to work. I mean, it better work. She's terrified of me. Uh-oh. Trelawney is not feeling so good. He's just sick. A dab hand. Impressing Count Egolov feels like a full season's work sometimes. I mean, it basically is. Like, months have gone by, so we've been here for a season. Despite being hardly the world's greatest noble, he has very curious notions about the standards other people should be held to. In situations like these, the safest thing to do is likely to fall back on what I'm best at, to pick something I do well and let my skills shine. Although, for someone as oft erratic as Egolov, I could also try to triumph at something thought to be less my ballywick. Nope, Shadowy Axe, 96%. He gained some opinion and some prestige. Stick to what you know. There's no need to wait for 10 advantages because we're already going to get to 100. The Wild Hunt. So we're in the Witcher and the Wild Hunt is after us. When Mistress Molly suggested a hunt, I did not hesitate to organize one. I would do anything for a mere glimpse of my sweetness. I'm stalking through the underbrush, my page at my heel and my hound just ahead. It seems as if it has found a trail. Then suddenly my concentration is shattered by a woman's scream. Oh my god, did I just get my wife killed? Coming for you, my love. My darling. Scheme failed. I burst through the foliage into... Is she dead? No, she's alive. I burst through the foliage into the clearing, my heart beating wildly, sweat streaming down my face, but the scene before me is not what I expected. There is a stag, yes, but it's on the ground, an arrow stuck between its eyes. Molly lowers her bow and she turns to face me. What is this about, Boss Dutch? Did you think me incapable of defending myself? No, I just heard you scream. I just heard you scream. You're gonna give me shit for for responding to a scream. Women. Am I right, boys? Okay. Naturally, Count Egolov fell for my charms, for the song of the wilds and the romantic life of a traveling freebooter, just as I knew he would. At last we make our preparations to leave. Egolov's sad to see us leave, but glad for the small reprieve our company gave him. Of course, it's not all one-sided. I've earned us a rich payment in gifts and supplies for the company, more than enough to justify our time spent tarrying here. The wider world calls. So all around, really nice. And I might be able to get... Nope, he's... We basically bankrupted the guy. We took all of his money. And since that was such a nice... That was such a nice payout, I might do this other one too. Each night, one bonfire becomes the hub of the camp's social activity. People coalescing around my inner circle to wag tongues and trade friendly barbs. Tonight is no exception. Every adult follower gains 20% opinion, or not percent, 20 opinion, 81% success. We're gonna turn the tables on Uncle. He's not gonna like it. Oh, no, that's only if we fail. Life of the party. Alright, so we're celebrating after another successful... The gang is happy after a successful legal contract. That was so nice. I have so much prestige now. We upgraded the tent. I don't think this other tent existed. I was about to say it didn't improve at all, but I don't think this blue tent behind here existed before. So now we have like an outhouse. Like this is where we go and do our business. So what do we want to build here? We have some options. Proving grounds. This isn't our party, our camp is not like, we're not swords for hire. I feel like this would be more useful for a camp that was a swords for hire. A roaring campfire would unlock fireside chat intent for camp revelries. I can get another night effectiveness plus 2%, which will go up as we upgrade the campfire. So how do you upgrade the campfire? You just throw more wood on it? That's how you upgrade it? Domicile income, it's not much, but it would be something. I mean, money is not a problem for us right now. Disease resistance would be really nice, and our camp would gain major resistance to plagues, so plagues would be less concerning. And then the last one is the mess tent. Substantially improves the gathered provisions decision, unlocks extra options for camp revelries, stress loss plus 5%. This one has a lot of benefits. This one does too. I don't find myself really needing to scout for talent much anymore. I think I'm going to do the mess tent. What does the chief cook do? Initial enemy hostile steam success chance -3 up to -20 based on aptitude. So he protects me from hostile schemes. And there is no cost. There's no salary for that job. I'm building a mess tent. We can always choose to destroy and rebuild things as we need them. Like, maybe something will become redundant or useless to us in the future, but for now, I think they're all useful. So we'll build that up. We're just about to hit an hour, guys, and I feel like doing this is gonna drag it on longer than I want it to, so I think this might be a really good place to end it. Let's visit the tavern again. My wife is pregnant again? Yes. So even though our romance scheme didn't work out, we still got her pregnant. And, I mean, we're still her lover. This looks like a child. This woman is 28 years old. She's loyal, but she's addicted to hashish. It affects her learning and stewardship, which aren't really useful to her as, like, a criminal, and that's what I'd be helping her. That's what I'd be bringing her in to help me do. We do need a Karen. She's already a really wanted bandit. Oh my god, so... What's our wanted level? I haven't checked that this whole episode. We have Thief level 1, and we have Poacher level 1. Maybe bringing her in would be more... I mean, it's because she's loyal. That's what's really nice. Is it just me, or do this character model and this character model look different? Whatever. The hooded figure subtly slips through the tavern down a stairwell into the cellar. I look around gingerly as I follow her downstairs. She is a wanted woman already. At the bottom, she sits down by... Oh, we already said that. Sorry. At the bottom, she sits down by a chair fronted by a desk and lets the hood fall. I assume you recognize me by... No, I have no idea who you are. The villainous and snub-nosed criminal, Eliza. Or Elisa? I've tenderized people for slighter insults. Now what do you want? Eliza's gaze fixates on me, and she raises an inquisitive eyebrow. She is not intimidated or terrified of me, even though I have 55 dread. So she's not messing around. She could teach me a thing or two and increase my intrigue lifestyle, but I would increase my bandit trait, which I don't necessarily want. See? I can make her my... See? The game is telling me a professional of this caliber would thrive in my camp, and the game wants to do what I was thinking, making her my master thief. We're doing it. I need to rename her, though. She needs to be Karen, and then I need to make her a blonde. This is the last thing I'm doing, guys. We're not going to do that contract. Adjuster car contracts are goody two-shoes contracts, and sometimes they're useful for me to do every once in a while because they help reduce my wanted level. And we've been doing plenty of criminal contracts, so let's get a couple of those. And I have plenty of prestige to spend, so... I could steal a bunch of apples, 81%. Or, sorry, not apples, supplies. Let's do it. Yeah. Just stole some supplies. That's a lot. Okay. Let's take care of this young lady. Let's just give her some kind of blonde hair. That's fine. And I need to rename her. And actually, I want to take that headwear off. I'm not a big fan of that headwear. Sorry. You're too proper to be in a criminal gang. It looks too... Oh, that's just because of her hairstyle. I'm trying to think of Karen's hairstyle. I'm just going to give her a simple... Well, not simple. I'll just give her this. It's a basic just bun. We'll do that. It's fine. And then I need to rename her. And then that's the last thing I'm doing, guys. Last name, Karen. What is your last name? Jones. That's what I thought it was. I just wanted to confirm. Not Jopness. Jones. So she is a hashish addict. That is a downside to her, but it does help her relieve stress, and these are skills that I don't care about necessarily. She's just a criminal. That's her purpose. So now we have a Karen. Alright, guys, that's going to do it for this one. Really interesting one. We've traveled so much in this one. We did so much traveling. And we got a lot of... we made a lot of stops. We avoided getting the plague. So we went around this plague area, which is gone now. But we got all the buildings, the useful buildings and experience here. We stopped off in Paris again, did a contract or two, moved along. Now we're in Milan. And we have a lot of really good contracts around us. So we have a lot to do here. A couple of criminal ones, or a few criminal ones. And then some rescue fair subjects, protect the innocent. So maybe we'll do a couple of these. But we made a lot of money, we built a lot of things. We're having kids. We had another child. And my wife is pregnant again, and we have to wait 7 months to find out what she's going to give us. But that's going to be in the next one, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. If you're not subscribed yet, what the hell is wrong with you? Hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment as well. And I will see you guys in the next one. Episode 6 of my series will be coming at you soon. But until then, have a good one, guys. And happy Thanksgiving.